Hello. Hello? Can someone say something?
Hello?
Okay. Just making sure. Is this all we have today?
Hello.
Hello. Is it just the four of us?
Possibly.
Yeah. There's an add everyone ping needed, so they would have gotten it anyway.
It actually got pinged already?
They should have. When I start the event, it should ping everyone.
Ah, nice.
Okay. I guess this is what we got. There are only a few topics here, so welcome to the September 22 ISM. Let's get started. We got a couple IATs. Looking first at Chroma Empire. Fiery wants to IAT this town.
I'm assuming there's no issues with the age because it's really close.
Mm-hmm.
I know they didn't say anything about when they sent the mail, but we received the email 8 days ago, so it's definitely been a week.
Yeah, well, the mail would only go to them in game, and I don't think this player XCHRQMA has even been on. So, yeah. Any objection to this?
I don't really see much reason to object unless the Chroma has been on Discord, which I'm not aware of them being on Discord.
I can do a quick check right now. Nope. At least typing their name, people change their names all the time in Discord, but I don't see them on the member list here, so.
So I'd be in favor.
Okay. All right. Without any further ado, this is approved. Next IAT is for Bronte. Hut wants this town originally owned by John Zen.
Main problem I have with it is that it's very close to Avondale, which is owned by Radiant Ranger, who is definitely active, so I'm not sure if Radiant Ranger approved the IAT or not, or was even contacted about it.
Okay. That's a good point.
Also, so it's been added to the agenda. I checked. It's been added like a few hours before the deadline, and he only said that like at some point he messaged Johnson about it, but like he hasn't like made it like clear in any way that it's been in fact a week. So and that's something that he's responsible for if he fills in like an IoT. So that's also weighs in.
Okay.
I think it's better to give Radiant the opportunity to like give his opinion on it, and then it gets discussed like maybe at a next staff meeting.
Okay, so let's reject this one and throw it back to Hut to provide, or at least contact Radiant about it. Okay, moving on. Savannah Line South.
The Savannah Line Southern Extension. So basic AP is the sponsor, although since Jay's a conductor, Jay would probably undertake most of the actual building. They need an IAB for Stormhold Bay, which is owned by Vulpicula. Well, at least it's serving actual towns, although I'm wondering, I say this as a joke, but I'm wondering how much the Sandsvik IKEA will will interfere.
I thought that lag spike no longer happens around Sandsvik, and at least that's what I heard.
Heard the same, that it doesn't like affect the server anymore, but like maybe someone like some member that's listening right now can give more confirmation on that.
You just go visit right now and Crittank TPS. Okay, great. Okay, is it Noville or Knoxville? Because I remember when I was making my Zeta plan.
There's also Knoxville, but I believe that's somewhere completely differently.
Okay, I'm gonna double check that.
Or what's that, Knoxford? The similar names.
It might have been Knoxville on 70's city map, so maybe that's an error there.
The city map is pulled from our town list, so if it's wrong on there, it's wrong on our town list.
Let me just go quickly check the town list. But while I do that, any other concerns about this extension? It does follow pretty much not just my plan, but I think Simon and Jay's plan when they submitted it.
Okay, so the town, I'm not quite sure, but the town might be in the stuff in the town list double, because the coordinates from first glance look quite similar, and they're both owned by Food Chicken. So it might have been a rename that hasn't been dealt with properly.
Yeah, I see the duplicate. Okay, I'll take a look at that after the meeting. Or I can maybe double check a foot of it with if there was a rename that happened. Maybe I can look that up too.
What probably happened was it got like renamed from when it was unranked, and like the person that like, or maybe it wasn't like flagged as a rename, but just as like a new town, because they didn't know that it was like registered already.
Or maybe it's really two towns. I don't know.
That could also be.
Okay.
We'll have to look into that.
Any objections to approving this? Otherwise, we're gonna let Jay Planner go ahead with this.
Looks good.
Should be fine.
Okay, that's approved. Oh. Okay, next, and the other extension we're looking at is Jungle South. This is mainly sponsored by you, Missa, right? And
yeah, sponsored by us.
Yeah, it's sponsored by me, but I think Zilge will be doing most of the construction.
Okay.
My main concern is that there isn't really anything there at the moment, and I'm also noting that in Frumpel's I'll admit I haven't gone through that thread in planning because, yeah, I just haven't done my homework on that. But I remember that in Frumple's plan, this is considered one of the lower priority extensions.
I don't think I marked this as lower priority. I'm pretty sure I did. Let me double check. No, I didn't. No, this is a normal priority project, Skelly. I'm not sure where you thought it would be low priority. Do you remember, Skelly, do you remember where you read it was low priority?
I was just looking at the map and I saw that it was one of the dashed extensions.
Yeah, when it's a dashed extension, that doesn't mean it's necessarily low priority. It means I don't know exactly where it's going to go. That's what it means. It's like, if it says on the document dash low priority on the heading, then that's what it means. Does that make sense, Kelly? Or
yes.
Okay. Any other concerns or objections about this extension? Hello?
As I said, I'm still wondering if it's a good idea to approve if there isn't really anything there right now other than Mojingsburg and Pretoria. I mean, we could still approve it, but I have no real concerns about the actual construction of the line, just about the, yeah, that concern about the places served.
Actually, let me think about this. The one thing I want to really avoid is just approving extensions and not looking ahead of where the extension would go later, like any further phases. So, I actually kind of want maybe some sort of idea of where it's going to go after this, if that makes sense.
To my knowledge, there isn't really too much development aside from very much development in the southeast beyond Pretoria and Mojingsburg right now.
I think in my plan I said, yeah, there are a couple little places like Kongala or Vale West, but they're very, I think those are just unranked towns for the most part.
Frumple, did you mean that the jungle line would go like south to the mesa or east towards the road that goes along the coast?
The road? What do you mean by the road that goes along?
Yeah, let me just find if it's like yeah, across the bay pretty much. Okay, but it's not. Okay, so pretty much towards Elephant Fosby and stuff.
I mean, it could go there. Again, the dotted line there, and I said this in the document, I think, like, it's, I'm pretty flexible of where, like, I think it's very flexible of where that line could go. I think eventually it should probably head to the very south, but if it needs to deviate or something, or, you know, if it to better fit a town or something like that, or maybe it will go into the eastern area, Eastern Mesa area. then maybe that'd be good.
I think like the south, like southern, like like that. I mean the eastern line goes like around that area, so like, but the eastern mesa doesn't really have any logical, except like probably the Union line, but doesn't
That's
have
not what I'm
any
talking
other.
about. No, that's not what I'm talking about.
Oh,
I'm talking about, you know, that mesa biome that's directly south of this extension we're talking about here. That whole area. Like if
I'm not seeing any screen right now, so I have no idea what you're meaning. Or
so,
like photo.
how can I do this here?
So I've built on the mesa, small, southern line. Yeah.
It's like the southeastmost mesa biome, right?
Yeah, that's the one I mean like would probably be best to extend it to.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But how it extends into that biome is kind of
Yeah,
uncertain.
but like that, like if it goes to like the closest area, the closest island to that, which is the plan, if I looked at it correctly. Yeah, then that means that like from there we can expand it at any point towards any new towns that spring up in that area. So
That's true.
and this gives like people like three islands or a few islands to work with like MRT stations, which like people love islands and island building. So I think that should be nice as well. I'm for this extension.
Okay. Okay. Any other concerns, comments, questions? Okay. All right. So this extension is approved up to, well, JS48, I guess. And then
Yeah.
finally we have a rename from Eras to rename Lake 33 to the Kamar Sea. You might need to look up the lake map because I don't.
Yeah, I just pulled that up. Let me just put it in meeting live. Yeah. So it's a small lake with, if I'm correct, it has like three towns on it, which all gave approval to the name. Let me just find this lake. So one, two, I guess three. Okay, so there's a small town around EN47. I mean, two towns even, which are sort of on it. And there's like three along the southern. But at the same time, like three towns, the three most prominent towns, including Salina and Malosa, have been included in the proposal. And yeah, I think it's pretty, like those towns are also like the most significant in the area. So I I see no objections from my side.
Hold on here. Just to confirm, Turtle City, is that the town? Actually, if you look on the Dyn map, there's two cities on the south and southwest side. This is separate from Salina and Halloumi.
I only see one on the southern side, and then there's like Malosa, which is, or is it Malosa or is it Turtle City?
I see that. So there's one at the very mouth to the bigger sea on the
Yeah,
south, and there's another one more southwest. So it's a lot larger
yeah,
from what I can see.
yeah. Let me just TP to the southernmost one.
Eris says
TP.
Turtle City is the southernmost. Okay, but what's the one in the southwest? That's not Salina? Because
I think that's Malosa.
that's Malosa.
Like in the northwest is Salina,
Mm-hmm.
like at the
Yeah,
canal thing.
yeah, at the station.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is Malosa. Okay. Okay, I just want to make sure all the T's are crossed, so all the towns are covered there.
In the northeast, there's like a few towns, but like they're pretty small, and one of them is not even like properly on the coast. So, um, because like there's like it looks like it's different because it's like the biome of swamp, but it's like one lake. So, but that's a pretty small town, which like isn't even like 100% on the lake. So let me just TP to that. 19500. 19500. Well, that's maybe Harborstown then. Uh,
Well, if you
23500.
look at the additional information in the topic, Era's already contacted Harbor, so
This
that's he's
is
already confirmed
no.
that. Okay.
So this is then Halloumi.
Yep. Yes. Any other questions, comments?
No, this seems solid.
Okay. This rename is approved then. Okay. That's the end of the ISM.
Okay.
Thanks for attending. How do I turn off this event?